What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Bernie here, back at you from Fusion Corp with another video. Today, what we have on the agenda is a Boruto discussion, review. I think I like Peter's explanation of it where, I'm not an expert of it. I don't study it to a T. I don't know the backgrounds of anything. I don't read the manga. The only thing I know is that I just watched the Boruto series because of love and passion for watching the Naruto series, especially the Shippuden series. So let's just get right into it with episode 25 of Boruto, which is titled A Turbulent School Trip. So in this episode, what we got is that at the beginning, we see that there's still tension between some of the villages. We see that, people are upset with one another still after the Shinobi War. Although it's been over for, a couple years now, almost a decade, I believe, 15 years maybe, that there's still kind of a animosity towards one another because of past family dealings and past, village rivalries and issues that happened in the villages that, people still hold grudges on. And what I saw is that this is what this episode was about, which is going to lead into going to the Hidden Mist village for a school field trip that Naruto proposes to Iruka Sensei. And, he's the principal of the school, so, he oversees, if it's okay to go, it's not okay to go. And, it gets the approval by Iruka Sensei. And then to add a little bit of comedy relief towards the kind of serious issue, which is, hostility towards villages, we see that Boruto is trying to cut the hair off, or trying to blow the hair off of Iruka Sensei because people say that he has a wig. So that was a little bit of comedy relief. Boruto gets caught because he's not really sly or sneaky with his pranks. And of course, Naruto comes in. They both have a little discussion. Naruto's just very upset because, if he's going to prank, you better prank right. But anyway, this leads to the next scene where we got Boruto tied up, mouth closed and everything, just to kind of, as a punishment. I'm not sure if that would fly in any school. I don't know if I'm surprised Naruto let that happen. Maybe it's because Naruto's the Hokage, so maybe it's okay to do it. But I'm sure if it was anybody else's mom or dad, they would have already sued the school. Later in this episode, I found it a little bit funny. So they decided they needed a class leader for the field trip. And they wanted and no one would volunteer at all. And I'm kind of surprised. The only thing I'm surprised about is that I thought that was kind of the role of the class rep. In this scene, that she's very adamant about not being picked as the class leader. I don't know why. If she's the class rep who looks after the students, I'm not sure why she wouldn't also be the classroom leader. So it's a little ironic there. And what we got is that Sarada suggested Boruto because Boruto can't really speak or say anything. And then everybody has that mob mentality, and they just decide to pick Boruto as the team leader, which gets him upset. And the way that they're going to get to the Hidden Mist village is that they're going to take a cruise ship. Now, this cruise ship is like anything I've ever seen before. This thing is like a Disney cruise. The only thing that was missing was Mickey Mouse and Goofy. That was the only thing missing. They had a pool. It was huge. It was big. Where was that when I was a kid? I would have loved to go on a Disney cruise just for a field trip. But anyway, there was just a little bit of filler here on the cruise ship. Of course, they had little scenes talking about stuff of why they elected Boruto as leader because they don't want him getting into trouble. Then they go into a little discussion about Naruto and Sasuke, of who each other wants to be, Hokage stuff that, it's playing a major role into the Boruto series. It's like a small seed that's trying to plant. And another thing I noticed, or that we saw, was that they were playing cards in the inside of the boat, in the cruise. And we saw Awabe just very not into anything because he still has issues with the Hidden Mist village maybe not for some reason, maybe something happened to his parents, or there's been issues there. But what I saw was that he's very adamant about just hating the Hidden Mist village. They must have killed his parents or his mom or dad or something because there's no... I understand that about the past and maybe your parents told you, oh, no, you're supposed to hate these guys. But at the same time, I would think that he would be a little bit more open-minded, especially after just everything that's been going on. I'm sure they taught him about the war and what happened and whatnot. But anyway, they come in to the Hidden Mist village, they dock, and they get greeted by their guy that is going to help them, which is also the aide of the Mizukage, which is Kagura. So Kagura is about Boruto's age, or the class's age, so it's kind of crazy. He's already 6'2", a buck 80, maybe 210. Can already wield a sword. This guy's like a prodigy child. That's what it looked like to me in this. And of course, a side note here is that all the girls are going crazy after him. And, you know, and then Kagura just comes up to Boruto because he knows and the look of Naruto and, you know, honors Boruto because Naruto is the Lord Hokage who stopped the Great Ninja War. But, you know, of course, Boruto's like, no, don't compare me to my dad. My dad's a loser. Just, you know, let's just be friends. And they shake hands. And then they enter in the Hidden Mist Village. And boy, this thing is beautiful. I mean, it looks amazing. It looks more modern. Everything looks like it's better than the Hidden Leaf in terms of the way it's more modern than it. And then, like, we got an interesting scene here. So everybody's, you know, looking around the village. There's, you know, people shopping. There's people looking, taking pictures and all that. And then we get the scene where Boruto and his friends are, you know, looking around. And Kagura just kind of says that he's proud of his village with a close-up of his face because, you know, they were talking about, like, how cool it is. And what was interesting to see is that Kagura's face, like, there was a close-up and there was a little bit of shadow to it. So I don't know if that means that he's part of a gang or, like, although he's, like, the aide of the Mitsukage, maybe he's also, like, a double agent where he's also, you know, a villain as well. I don't know. It was very interesting. Or maybe my theory is that there's, like, he knows that there's issues with the village still, that people still have that belief that it's still called the Blood Mist Village. And I think he's just trying to get rid of that stigma because he's the aide of the Mitsukage. So he's just trying to make the Mitsukage's job a little bit better and trying to make sure that nothing happens to it. And making sure it keeps the peace because, I mean, we saw how beautiful the village was. And if it gets run over by a group of thugs and gangsters, then it's not really anything. I mean, it's just going to go back to the way it was. So here we saw that Iwobe just kind of walks off on his own. He believes that all this is just an illusion, a mirage, to kind of fool everybody to thinking that the Mist Village is so awesome, it's great, when he knows that the past, it's not, and that there's been issues before. So, you know, Denkai and Boruto go off to find him after Sadaris told him to go find him. They found him. He's not convinced about the village. He still has a little bit of issues with it. Boruto says nothing to worry about. He's saying, you know, let's just meet up with the class again. And then this is where he runs into Shizuma's lackey, which I forgot the name. I wrote it down. Hasaku. I'm sorry for the butchering of the names in Japanese, but he runs into Hasaku. You know, Hasaku is he knows that these guys are from the Hidden Leaf. He also has beef with these guys because of past prejudice against the Hidden Leaf and the Hidden Mist when they had the little beef together. And, you know, they started fighting. Boruto starts to go fight. They go toe-to-toe. But then Shizuma comes into the picture, tells Hasaku to stop fighting. You know, it's not worth anything. Then we get Shizuma just with this instant transmission, like Dragon Ball Z-esque from Goku. Instant transmissions in front of Boruto and just, you know, looks at him, looks in his eyes. It's kind of like the creepiest dude I think I've ever seen. And he's talking about, you know, you're the son of the Hokage, you're a son of Naruto. I could tell by the eyes. And it was just very, you know, creepy and scary. And then, of course, you know, they vanish and they go away and they say sorry for the trouble. And then it kind of cuts to a scene after that where he says, you know, enjoy the Blood Mist Village. And then the next scene we got is that it's back in the village again, the beautiful scene village, and then it is covered in mist. And Kagura sees that and he notices that something's coming, like there's trouble afoot. That's usually what it means when the mist is coming. And then another thing I just wanted to quickly just mention is that we got the preview for the next episode where we got Kagura is going to be the new member of the 7 Ninja Swordsmen of the Mist. That's what it said in the title. We also saw that Iwobe and Kagura were also talking in a scene where it was evening, and I don't know if they're talking about like what Iwobe's prejudice against the village is, or what Kagura's not telling him about the village. And then another scene that we got, which I think this guy is probably going to be the leader of the group that Shizuma's in, or maybe he's a lackey of Shizuma, is that he's talking to Kagura and Boruto, this dude that has blonde hair. He's like really pale skin. It's not Ino's son or anything like that. It's just, it looks like a weird character. But anyway, that's kind of just the overall thought of it. What I think of this episode was that I enjoyed it. It's a new arc that they're going with. Again, there's not a lot of the older people like Naruto or anything like that. And I think this is a good, time to break it off a little bit. Although I think what I said before is that, I enjoy having the older guys there. I think it was a good break after the Sasuke storyline, just to kind of break it off, build Boruto and the rest of his members up. Hopefully that they'll get over eventually. I mean, I'm sure they will. It'll just take some time. But I thought it was a decent episode. If I had to grade it, I'd probably give it like a B, a solid B, maybe B minus, only because there wasn't a lot of fight scenes besides that one against Hasaku and Boruto. But it was still a good episode. It led to a new storyline that's coming, and we're going to be seeing a lot more action. Anyway, guys, this is your Boruto discussion review that I've decided to do today. Hope you guys like, share, and subscribe this video, and I will holler at you guys later. Peace.